So today we will discuss simplex method of linear programming problem. The name of the subject operations research, subject code MBA 205. And today we'll address the remaining portions from unit 2, that is simplex method of linear programming problem. In the previous class, we have discussed how to solve linear programming problem using graphical method. And we have also told you that there are certain limitations in graphical solution. Therefore, we also learn how to solve linear programming problem using simplex method. So we'll take one problem. The problem number is 3. And we'll go through this problem. And from this problem, our first task is to convert the original problem into its modified form. So whenever a particular problem will be given to you, first of all, your task is you have to convert the original linear programming problem to its modified form. Otherwise, you cannot solve the problem. So first we will learn how can we modify the problem from the original linear programming problem. So just we are going through problem number 3. Just a minute. I'm just sharing it. Problem number 3. Just go to the problem. Problem number 3 is in the first material that has been supplied by me. This is example number 3. So we know that in any linear programming problem, the nature of the problem may be maximization, or the nature of the problem may be minimization. So here the problem is a maximization problem. Therefore, just I am taking the example of maximizations problem. 1 second. I'm just taking the spotlight. Right. Spotlight. Yes. The maximizations problem. Here our objective function is to maximize the value of z. And this is our objective function. Z equal to 3x1 plus 2x2. And there are two constraints. The first constant is 2x1 plus x2. less than equal to 5, and the second constant is x1 plus x2 less than equal to 3. So we are considering two constants in this problem. So when we are considering two constants, so we have to equalize it. We have to equalize 2x1 plus x2. It must be equal to 5. But when we are making it equalize, then what we have to do? Because we are observing here the left hand side, that is 2x1 plus x2 is less than 5. The condition is less than equal to, but what we are trying to say, the constant function is 2x1 plus x2 less than 5. It implies that left hand side is smaller than the right hand side. So if we want to make it equal, if we want to make both sides equal, then what we have to do? We have to add some positive number, right? So that it will be equal to 5. So what number we are taking into consideration? We are taking another variable. We are taking another variable, and which is positive variable. The number is positive. So here we have written 2x1 plus x2 plus s1. So s1 is positive number. So if we add, then it will be equal to 5. But the value of s1 must be greater than 0, right? That means the value of s1 should be positive. This s1 is called slack variable. Keep in your mind, this variable is known as slack variable. What variable? Slack variable. Just slack variable. S-L-A-C-K. Slack. So now you can understand the difference between original variable. So in this problem, original variable is x1 and x2. But in the first constant, we have added one slack variable, s1. S1 is slack variable, so that the both sides is equal. In the same way, in case of the second constant, x1 plus x2 less than 3. So again, we have to add another positive slack variables, right? So here we have add another positive slack variables, that is s2. That is s2. Another slack variable, that is s2, right? So as the total number of constant, is 2, as the total number of constant is 2, one is 2x1 plus x2 less than equal to 5, another constant is x1 plus x2 less than equal to 3. Therefore, we are considering two slack variable. One is s1, which is applicable for first constant. Another is s2, which is applicable for second constant. But in the objective function, we do not require any constant. Why? Because it is already in the equal form. Z equal to 3x1 plus 2x2. Right. So what we are doing, we are also representing this slack variable s1 and s2, but its coefficient is 0. That means we are not taking anything. Right. Although we have to write. So maximize Z equal to 3x1 plus 2x2. two slack variables we are considering, but their coefficient must be 0 because the objective function is already in the equal form, right? So here 2x1 plus x2 plus s1. That means the coefficient of s1 is 1. Here we have to also write s2, but the coefficients will be 0. We have mistaken. Here you have to write 0 s2. And here we have to write x1 plus x2 plus 0 s1 plus s2 equal to 3. Just to go to the second note, then it will be clear to you. The second note, just a second. Sorry, second note. OR2. What we have written here? The modified problem. The modified problem, maximize z equal to 3x1 plus 2x2. We are considering two constants, therefore we are taking into consider two slack variable, and here the coefficient is 0. 0s1 plus 0s2. And here just you observe 2x1 plus x2 plus 1x1, s1 means positive 1x1, s1 plus here s2 is not required, although we have to write s2, but its coefficients will be taken as 0. So 2x1 plus x2 plus s1 plus 0 s2 equal to 5. In the second constant, s1 coefficients will be 0 because we require s2. Therefore, we have to write x1 plus x2 plus 0 s1 plus s2 equal to 3. So this is our modified problem. This is our modified problem, right? This is our modified problem. So from the original problem, our task is to make this modified problem, right? Make this modified problem. So after forming this modified problem, then we will go for the solution. So from the original problem, directly we cannot solve the problem. Now you forget the original problem. You forget whatever it was written in the original problem. Now you will concentrate on this modified problem, not the original problem. This is the modified problem. Now one by one, we are coming to explain the various tables under simplex method. First you will write Cj in your table. First you will write Cj, remember this, Cj. Then BV, that is basic variable. BV means basic variable. Then value. So these are three things which will be constant in any case of simplex method problem. Cj, basic variable, and value of the basic variable. These three things will be constant. And another thing, ratio. This will be also constant. but these will vary. It depends upon the nature of the linear programming problem, right? So first we have written Cj, basic variable, value of basic variable, then we'll consider the original variables. So original variables is x1 and x2. Therefore, we have written x1 and x2. And after that, we will consider all the slack variables. We have considered two slack variables. One is S1, another is S2. So we have written here S1 and S2. Then we'll write ratio, right? So just saying again the first row, how this first row has been formed. First we'll write Cj, then basic variable, then value of the basic variable, then we'll consider our original variables, that is x1 and x2, and after that we have to write slack variables s1 and s2, then we'll write. So if you have copy with you, then you can also practice right now, otherwise you will forget everything, right? So just in your copy you will write Cj, basic variable, value, x1, x2, s1, s2, ratio. Now the second step, just to go to the objective function. The value of coefficient of x1 is 3, value of the coefficient of x2 is 2, coefficient of s1 is 0, coefficient of s2 is 0 in the objective function. Just you write all the coefficients to just above the variable. x1 coefficient is 3, x2 coefficient is 2, s1 coefficient is 0, and in case of s2 coefficient is also 0, right? Then come to this point, the basic variable. What we have written, s1 and s2. Just note down the rule. If in the linear programming problem, original variables and slack variables, if both are present, x1, x2 is original variable, s1, s2 are slack variables. If all these variables are present, then first we should give preference. First we should give preference to only the slack variables instead of original variables, right? So keep in your mind, this is the rule when we are going to solve the linear programming problem. If original variables and slack variables both are present, then we should give preference to the slack variables. So how many slack variables are there? Two slack variables for two constants. So we have written s1 and s2, right? Now again go to the objective function. The coefficient of s1 is 0, the coefficient of s2 is 0. That we have to write here under Cj column. S1 coefficient is 0, S2 coefficient is 0. Now go to the first constraint. First constraint. The coefficient of x1 is 2. Here the coefficient of x2 is 1. Here it is 1. Here it is 0. Just will write here. The value of the constant is 5. Therefore, you have written 5. And after that, we have just written all the coefficients from the first constant. From the first constant, we have got 2, 1, 1, 0. 2, 1, 1, 0. Right? And here the value of the constant. It is given 5. So here we have written 5. Now in the similarly, we can make this row. You can also make this row. Now S2, the value is 3. We have written value is 3. Then the coefficient 1, Here the coefficient is 1, 0, 1. So 1, 1, 0, 1. What we have written? 1, 1, 0, 1. Right. So this row is clear. The second row is clear. Up to this clear. Ratio we are coming later on. Now we will write ZJ. Here we'll write ZJ, not here. We'll write ZJ in this position. Now, how this ZJ is calculated? ZJ is calculated just a simple rule. 5 into 0 plus 3 into 0. What is the figure? 0. Here, that's why we have written 0. Again, 2 into 0 plus 1 into 0. 0. See, in the same way, 1 into 0, this one into 0. So 0. Again, 1 into 0, 0 into 0, again 0. Again, it is 0. Right. So what we are doing? We are doing just multiplication with this Cj value in every case. In every case. Here 5 into 0 plus 3 into 0, 0. Then this number 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. So we are getting the third row 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Now we are coming to the fourth row. Here we'll write Cj minus Zj. Just will not write in this position or in this position. We'll write this position Cj minus Zj. So how this Cj minus Zj value is calculated? It is a very simple. Just you observe this coefficient 3, 2, 0, 0. And you observe all these value, Zj value, not from this position. We'll count from this position 0, 0, 0, 0. So 3 minus 0 equal to 3. 2 minus 0 equal to 2. 0 minus 0 equal to 0. 0 minus 0 equal to 0. Right. So this is our first table. And our first table will help us to form the second table. So first you have to complete the functions first table. Whatever the assignments are there, you have to complete at first. And then you can move to the second table and so on. So how can we understand whether we have to form the second table or not? Just to note down another rule. If Cj minus Zj, if Cj minus Zj, if all these values are, remember, all these values are 0 or negative number, then we have finished the problem. We have already solved the problem. If, again I am repeating this rule, if all these values either 0 or negative, then the problem is finished. We cannot go to the second table. But here, what we are observing, two values are 0, but other two values are positive, not negative, positive value. Right. So, whatever the positive value we have written here, we have to compare between these two positive values. And out of two positive values, which is the highest, that will be taken into consideration. So highest value is 3. Row. Then we have to consider the key row. One is key column, another is key row. Sorry, key row. Right. So we have considered key column. This is our key column. Now how the key row will be formed? Which row? First row or second row? Which row will be the key row? Because there are two constants S1 and S2. Therefore, the row is this one and this one. Now, between these two rows, which row will be taken into consideration? That's why ratio is to be computed. How the ratio will be computed? The 5, that is the value of the first constant, and the values which are in the key column. So key column value is 2. So the first ratio will be 5/2. Here we have written 5/2 equal to 2.5. 5/2. That is 2.5. 2.5. Again, I am saying the key column is this column. The first value is 5. That means the value of the first constant. 5 divided by corresponding value of the key column. Corresponding value of the key column is 2. Therefore, the ratio is 5/2 equal to 2.5. In the same way, the value of the second constant is 3. So 3/1. 3/1 equal to 3. Now, again you write another rule. Between these two ratio, whichever ratio is the lowest ratio is 2.5. Therefore, this row will be the key row. This row will be the key row, right? And we have highlighted with the green point. This is key row. And this is key column. Where is the intersection point? 2 is the intersection point. This is the row, key row, and this is the key column. So intersection value is 2. This is called key number. This is called key number. This is called key number. Key number. Right? Key number. Again, I am repeating. After computation of Cj minus Zj value, we will get this row. We will get this row. Then we have got two positive numbers. Out of these two positive numbers, highest positive number will be considered, and accordingly we are selecting this column as key column. After that, we'll compute the ratio by taking the value of the first constant divided by corresponding value of the key column, that is 2. So the ratio is 2.5. In the same way, the value of the second constant is 3 and the corresponding value of the key column is 1. Therefore, we have computed 3/1 equal to 3. So between these two values, which one is the lowest positive will be taken into considered, and accordingly this will be our key row. And the intersection point, the key row and the key column. The intersection point is 2. This 2 is the key number. So just you note down, the 2 is the key number. So key number is 2. 2 is the key number. Right? 2 is the key number. So first table is, I hope the first table is clear to you.
Kindly explain the value of Cj minus Zj, sir.
Yes, I am coming. Cj minus Zj. 1 second. 1 second. Cj minus Zj. Oh. Cj minus Zj. Yes, I am coming. Cj minus Zj. Yeah. Cj minus Zj. So this is very simple. Whatever the coefficients we have written here, 3, 2, 0, 0. Right. This is our coefficients value that we have got from the objective function. 3, 2, 0, 0. 3, 2, 0, 0. And this row is our Zj value. Zj. Now, what we have written, Cj minus Zj. So this is our Cj and this is our Zj. Just I am deducting 3 minus 0 equal to 3. 2 minus 0 equal to 2. 0 minus 0 equal to 0. 0 minus 0 equal to 0. Right? So in this way, we can compute the Cj minus Zj value. So if we compute Cj minus Zj value, then we have to determine which column will be the key column. How? Now between these two positive value, the highest positive value indicates this is our key column. Right? This is our key column. Now we are moving to the second table. We are moving to the second table. We are moving to the second table. So we have considered this key column. It is giving us one indication. The key column is giving us one clear indication. What clear indication? The clear indication is that in the next table, x1 variable will be coming. This is our indication. So key column is giving us indication the x1 variable will come in the second table. Right. And the key row, this is our key row. Key row is giving us clear indication that S1 will be going out. So instead of S1, which variable will come? X1. And S2 will be also there. There is no problem now about S2. The problem is X1 is coming and S1 is going. Right. So one is incoming variable, another is out variable. Here the incoming variable is x1 and the outgoing variable is s1. So in the second table, what we'll write? X1 instead of s1 and we'll write s2. Clear? Now this row Listen minutely. This row is your non-key row. And this is another row, S2. Sorry, this row is your key row. Extremely sorry. This row is your key row. And this is your non-key row. Right. So again, I am saying, whatever the value, whatever the variable is considering in the second table, that corresponding row is the key row. And you will notice that the value of x1 is 3 and the value of s2 is 0. From where we have got this? From here. The x1 value is 3. Now we have written 3. And s2 value is 0. Therefore, we have written 0. Right. Now the question is how these values have come. How these values have come. This is very simple. All the values of the first table will be divided by the key number. All these values will be divided by the key number. Here the key number was 2. Therefore, the value will be 5 by 2. 5 by 2. Then 2 by 2, that is 1. Then 1 by 2. Then 1 by 2. Then 0 by 2 equal to 0. Right. So what I am saying, in case of the key row, this is your key row, because here we are considering new variable x1. So the rule is all the old values of s1 will be written as 5 by 2, 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 0. How this value we have got? All the old values will be divided by the key number. Here this was the intersection point. So this is our key number. So we have divided all these values by key number. So 5 by 2, 2 by 2 is 1, then 1 by 2, then 1 by 2, then 0 by 2 is 0. Now another row is your non-key row. So one is key row, another is non-key row. So in case of the non-key row, the rule is different. Just you go through this rule. Here we have written the rules for your understanding. Here what we have written? KR. KR means for key row. All elements will be divided by key number. That we have already done. All elements has been divided by key number. But for non-key row, NKR, non-key row, this is our non-key row. Non-key row, the rule is old value minus first bracket corresponding row into corresponding column, bracket close, divided by key number. This is a very, very important rule. And if you do not follow this rule, you cannot make this row, right? So I have calculated, this is my workings. Just I am sharing with you. Just follow me. First you will write all the old values, right? All the old values 3, 1, 1, 0, 1. 3, 1, 1, 0, 1. 3, 1, 1, 0, 1. This is our old values. 3, 1, 1, 0, 1. Minus. You put everywhere minus sign because in the formula minus is given. Then first bracket, then again first bracket. Then corresponding row, right? Corresponding row. Corresponding row. The corresponding row. Here the corresponding row is this row, corresponding. Clear? So for this row, the corresponding row will be this row. So the corresponding row value corresponding row 52110. 52110. 52110. So this is our S2 row. And this is our corresponding row. Clear? So again I am telling you, don't be confused. First we have to write old value. So old value is 31101. Then we will consider the corresponding row. So this is our old value 31101. So for this row, corresponding row is this row. There is no other row. This row. Just write by this row. This row. And here what we are observing, corresponding row values 52110. 52110. 52110. This is corresponding row. Then into. Corresponding column. Just again we are going to the first table. Corresponding column, right? Corresponding column means just you consider this key column. Corresponding column. The corresponding column value is 2. For 2, corresponding column is 2. For 1, corresponding column is 2. For this 1, corresponding column is 2. For this 0, corresponding column will be also 2. So corresponding column we will write everywhere 2. Corresponding column, sorry. Corresponding column is here 1. Corresponding column 1. Okay. Corresponding column 1. Right. 1 second. Here it will be 2, right? Corresponding row into corresponding column. Corresponding row into corresponding column. 1 second. Corresponding column is 1. Corresponding column is 1. Just to go to this first yes. Corresponding column is 1. Yes. So corresponding column is 1. 3. Corresponding column is 1. For 1, corresponding column is 1. For this value, corresponding column is 1. For 0, 1. 1, corresponding column is 0. Right? So we have taken mistakenly, right? So this will be considered as key corresponding row into corresponding column. So for 3, corresponding column is this. For 1, corresponding column is 1. For 1, corresponding column is 1. For 0, corresponding column is 1. For 1, corresponding column is 1. So here we have written corresponding column is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And divided by key number. So we have already got the key number That's the intersection point, row and column, key column and key row. This is your intersection point. This is called key number. So we have to divide by key number. Everywhere we have written 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Right? Then the value is coming 3 minus 5 by 2, that is half. 1 minus this equal to 0. 1 minus this, half, minus half, 1. So half, 0, half, minus half, 1. Half, 0, half, minus half, 1. Right? So now we'll compute the value of Zj. The same procedure. This 5 by 2 into 3 plus half into 0. Then it is coming 3 into 5, 15 by 2 plus half into 0, 0. So 15 by 2. Then again 3 into 1, 3 plus 0 into 0, 0. So 3. 3 by 2, 3 by 2, 0. Now Cj minus Zj. This value 3 minus 3 equal to 0. 2 minus 3 by 2 equal to half. 0 minus 3 by 2 equal to minus 3 by 2. 0 minus 0 equal to 0. Now again what we are observing, this is 0, this is negative, this is 0. But one value is still positive. Therefore, we have to form the third table. So this is now our key column. And we have to compute the ratio. How? 5 by 2, that is 2.5. 5 by 2 by half. 2.5 by half. Half means 0.5 equal to 5. Then half by half equal to 1. So here we have to consider the lowest positive, that is 1. So this row will be the key row. This row will be the key row. And this column will be the key column. And the intersection point half is known as key number. Right? So this column is giving us indication. This column is giving us indication. In the next table, x2 is coming. X2 is coming and S2 is outgoing. Here we have written x2 is coming and x1 is already there. Then we have got x1 and x2. Applying the same rule, you will just work out all these values at your home. This is your home task. Otherwise, you cannot understand. Right? I have already explained the rule. Whatever the rule we have followed in second table, the same rule will be followed in the third table. Then what we are observing here, Cj minus Zj value, all are 0 or negative. So we have completed the problem. The solution has been already achieved. And from this solution, just to observe these points, these values, what we have written. Now our table generates the value of x1 is 2, value of x2 is 1, and the maximum value of Zj will be 8. So x1 value is 2, x2 value is 1, Zj value is 8. Just you put in your objective function, just you validate the result. 3 into 2, x1 value is 2, 3 into 2, 6, plus x2 value is 1. So 2 into 1 is 2, 6 plus 2 equal to 8. That we have already got from the last table. The value of x1 is 2, the value of x2 is 1, and the value of Zj is 8. So we can say that we have to produce 2 units. We have to produce 2 units of x1 and 1 unit of x2 so that our profit Z will be maximized. So in your home, you will solve this problem again, right? I have shown all this calculation, although you yourself solve the problem. And if you face any difficulty, then in the next class, if you have some doubts, then again I will explain the problem. Otherwise, we will go to the other portions of our syllabus. So thank you. Thank you very much for your patient hearing. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.